Hey, what's up everyone? It's Justin. This entertainment road trip is a little bit special to me. First off, I filmed it over a year ago. It's taken so long for me to edit and create this and just kind of focus. But nevertheless, I've gotten through this with the help of my friends, family, and YouTube family. So thank you everyone. I traveled down south for this one at the end of 2020 and returned on multiple occasions with my friends just because I love the area so much. So I got to see some of these locations change over the years, and in 2022, some of them aren't even accessible anymore. This video series is going to be divided up into multiple episodes showcasing each season, and I'm already working on the second one. But without further ado, this entertainment road trip is going to be about the entire first season of the hit Netflix show, Stranger Things. After waking up super early for an 11-hour road trip filled with nerd discussions, fast food, and great music, we arrived at the Airbnb and couldn't wait to start our vacation. What's up, y'all? I'm Justin. This is the latest episode of MTV's Cribs. Patty Bloom's about to go into the attic. They had the temperature on 76 in here. It's ridiculous. The king bed. That'll be Patty Bloom because he's my king. And there's Mike right there. He's my queen. Alrighty everyone, so we made it to Atlanta, Georgia. Here with the guys, obviously, and the first bit of locations we're going to check out is actually all of our characters' houses. So, just like I said in all the other videos, don't go trespassing. Don't do stupid shit. What house are you excited for the most, Pat?
My boy Mike.
I know that. I'm curious about Steve Harrington's house because that pool looks nice as hell. I want to see if I can peek through the woods and creep like Jonathan Byers, maybe. You have one you're excited for, Mike? Or you're just on here for the ride?
Just here for the ride.
Hey, there you go.
Something is coming. Something hungry for blood. A shadow grows on the wall behind you, swallowing you in darkness. It is almost here. What is it?
What if it's the Demogorgon?
Stranger Things, the worldwide phenomenon about a group of kids on a mission to find their missing friend Will. Along the way, they find government cover-ups, monsters, and new friends. With that being said, our first location is where the entire story began, the house of Mike Wheeler. Located just outside of Atlanta, this house is used for all the exterior shots in the show, whilst a soundstage is used for the interior shots. No surprise there. And the best part about this spot, the owners totally embraced the fandom by welcoming people to take pictures. If you do it from the street, of course. It's crazy though, even now in 2022, they have a new sign on their property. Something must have happened. Just like my Friday the 13th video, I'm going to be doing all the still comparison shots after each section. And with that being said, we don't have to go too far to our next location. It seems like someone else's house is right exactly behind us too. Lucas Sinclair's house, right next to one another. Lucas's house isn't shown too much in this season, but nevertheless, it still has a purpose. And just like Mike Wheeler's house, it has a huge no trespassing sign now too. Like every road trip video, there's always going to be a few spots that we don't end up showcasing because they may not be there anymore or they're just not that interesting. But this next location is super unique and took a little bit of exploring for me to find the exact spot. Hopper's trailer. Before living in a cabin in the middle of nowhere in season 2, he lived ever so slightly more on the radar during the show's first outing. For you curious fans out there, just follow these instructions. This location starts out with you typing in Thomas Concrete Ben Hill Plant in your GPS. Right across the street you'll see a little gravel lot. While tempting, I parked a few feet up the street before the lot next to a curb to make sure I was on public property. From there you'll see a path past the gravel lot and follow it. Regardless of there being a gate, there's a clear walking path that you'll have to take for a few minutes. You're gonna pass old no trespassing signs, rusted out cars, and maybe even shotgun shells, but rest assured this pathway is still open to the public. After a few minutes, you'll look to the left and discover an opening in the trees. And that, ladies and gentlemen, brings you to this location. Just like Hopper says, mornings are for coffee and contemplation, and that proves true because you see Hawkins' finest doing his best thinking at this lake house. I don't even want to know how much a place like this would cost in 2022. With that being said, let's keep it moving. The Ives family house, a minor location for sure, but an important part of the show's first season. The actual location isn't really accessible due to a long private driveway, but that's what drones are for. If there's any house I wish I had from this show, it's Steve Harrington's. He's got the bigger, nicer house, in-ground pool, and the woods surrounding it. So yeah, this place has got a lot going for it. Unless you're one of those people who technically counts it as a crime scene. Barbara Holland's disappearance/death was a key plot point in the first season. So you could say, this filming location is infamous. We're almost at the halfway point of the season 1 road trip. Before we finish the last few houses, I figured I'd break up the monotony a bit. Our next stop is a relaxing hike in the middle of Stone Mountain State Park.
Do you think she's acting weird?
You're asking if the weirdo is acting weird.
Although this location first appeared in season 1, the most popular scene here is when Steve is giving Dustin relationship advice in the show's second season. But maybe we'll get more into that in the next video. For me though, the best part about this stop was meeting up with a fellow YouTuber friend of mine and just exploring everything this park had to offer. Getting back to the houses of Stranger Things, next we have the home of Lonnie Byers.
So hard to please. Look around.
In the show, Lonnie's house is supposed to be in Indianapolis, so the location scouts for this series chose a lower class neighborhood home in Georgia to represent that. Who knows, maybe this location might return in season 5. For the next location, there's nothing special about the house, but what happens in front of it is iconic. From Legos to fan art, this scene was a defining moment for Stranger Things fans, so it's only appropriate to include it. But the moment has finally come, our final and most important house of season 1.
Darling, you got to let me know. Should I stay or should I go?
Out of all the homes in the entire series, in my opinion, the Byers house takes the cake. And just like a lot of other famous movie and TV show locations, this is another place scooped up with the intent of turning it into an Airbnb, after it's renovated and decked out in Stranger Things stuff, of course. Previously, and I understand this, the owners really valued their privacy, so they didn't even really want their address spread around to the public.
You're happy when I'm on my knees. One day it's fine and next it's black.
One thing is abundantly clear. The brick structure and some of the other white shacks featured in the show are still in the Byers' backyard. But if you notice, there's a rectangular spot where the main shed used to be. So it was just a set piece. I think it's cool though, because you can still tell a piece of nerd history used to stand here. I know there's so many locations for season 1 that we were introduced to. So before we move on to what's around town, let's just see those comparisons.
Decisions bugging me. If you don't want me, set me free. Exactly whom I'm supposed to be. Don't you know which clothes even fit me? Come on and let me know. Should I cool it or should I blow? Should I stay or should I go now? Should I stay or should I go now? If I go there will be trouble, and if I stay it will be double. So you gotta let me know. Should I cool it or should I blow? Should I stay or should I go now?
Alrighty everyone, right now I'm in front of Hawkins Laboratory, one of the most popular locations in the show. We actually couldn't come by here the other day because they were right in the middle of filming. Whether it was Stranger Things or not, I don't know, but I can't wait to check the rest of this out. Up until 1997, this place was the Georgia Mental Health Institute in Atlanta. But once that opening shot of season 1 happened, how people viewed this building would be forever changed. In all 4 seasons, you have so many important plot points happen here. Brenner and his experiments, Will getting psych evaluations, the list goes on. And this breaks my heart. As of fall 2022, it's apparently getting knocked down. So hurry up and check it out before it might be gone. Just like the houses, the around town location comparisons will be shown at the end.
My life is likened to a bargain store, and I may have just what you're looking for. If you don't mind.
Where do you go when you're craving some Eggos? Bradley's Big Buy, of course. Eleven wanders around this grocery store in episode 6, and to our surprise, the real-life location looks like it's still stuck in the 80s.
For instance, this old broken heart, if you will just replace the missing.
In season 1 and 3, the Eggos are located at the last aisle of the store, but that's not the case when I visited. Just one aisle over though, no big deal.
Will be sorry that you did. The bargain store is open, come inside. You can easily afford the price. Love is all you need to purchase all the merchandise, and I can guarantee you'll be completely.
Young lady, you know you have to pay for those. Hey, stop right. Please. You have to pay for those. Stop right there. Thief! Thief!
So after leaving this vintage grocery store, we decided to head to a town chock full of Stranger Things filming locations. Jackson, Georgia, a town that totally embraces the fandom of the show. This area is what's used in multiple scenes depicting downtown Hawkins. And they must have known I was coming because they even had a filming location map here. So first up in this town, we have the centerpiece of Butts County, the Town Hall. And besides the funny name, this place is used for the exterior of Hawkins Library. This place definitely changed a few times during my visits because of construction, but it's just about the same as you remember it. As far as the interior is concerned though, this is actually about an hour away in East Point, Georgia. But at that time, we weren't allowed to go inside. Back in town, we have Melvad's General Store. Joyce Byers used to work here, and today it's not nearly as recognizable. So this one's just a quick stop.
Time goes on and I don't know just where you are or how
So this whole time, the Hawk Theater was just a front for alcohol? Who would have thought? One of my favorite scenes around the theater, though, is the confrontation between Joyce and Jonathan.
Yeah, well, while you're talking to the lights, the rest of us are having a funeral for Will. I'm not letting him sit in that freezer another day.
Lastly in town, behind the theater, we have arguably one of the best moments in season 1.
I didn't know you could stop. Why don't you stop putting that in your Aw, hey there, princess.
Uh-oh. Hi.
You came by last night.
Ding, ding, ding.
Besides Jonathan showing his real feelings for Nancy here, it just goes to show that you should never pick on the quiet kid in school.
For another pervy photo session.
Go to hell, Nancy.
Come on, Nancy, let's just leave.
You know what, Bart?
Not worth-
I'm actually kind of impressed. I always took you for a queer, but I guess you're just a little screw-up like your father. Oh, yeah.
We live but once, the good things can be found around in spite of all the sound.
As we leave the town of Jackson, we make our way to one of my favorite bars to stop by when I go to Georgia. Smoke and Q's, or better known in the show as the Hideaway. So it's clear that the actual bar goes way harder than the show's counterpart. But Hopper escalates the more relaxed scene when he interrogates the state trooper out back.
Wow! Fingernail, emerald tail, brown shoe, shot shoe, knapsack, thumbtack, push guy, throw a dive, tippy toe, skid row, bobber pole, fella roll.
So as we move on, I figured it's best to mix things up with a more scenic location.
I will be king, and you will be queen.
I tried to get access to this location in 2020, no go. Spring 2021, drone access only. But finally, the infamous Sattler Quarry from season 1 is now a part of Atlanta's largest public green space.
I can remember standing by the wall, and the guns shout above our heads, and we kiss.
So they definitely put a lot of money into this now. No boating, no swimming, no fishing, no jumping off the cliffs, Mikey Wheeler style, no psychic powers, you know what I'm saying?
Though nothing will drive us away, and we can be heroes just for one day.
Higher water levels are the only real difference here since filming. And with another location checked off the list, let's just see where they buried Will's fake body. Attending a funeral for your best friend can't be easy. And when we visited this site in 2020, I don't know what it was, the remoteness of the cemetery, how quiet it was in the area, or the fact that you could still see the indentation where they dug the hole for Will's body. This next location is making my mouth water just thinking about it. When in Georgia, you'll always want to stop in for a bite to eat at Tiffany's Kitchen, or better known in season 1 as Benny's Burgers. In the show, you don't really get to see too much of it, but let me tell you, the prices, staff, and most importantly, the food at Tiffany's Kitchen is great. Atlanta and the surrounding areas offer so much as far as entertainment goes, and I can't wait to go back next year. These trips mean a lot to me, and I just love to adventure with my friends. With that being said, let's move on to the last few locations. Hawkins Police Station plays a big part in season 1. Besides Will's missing police report filed, the aftermath of Jonathan and Steve's fight is dealt with here.
Take me eternally, forever yours, nocturnal me. Take me eternally.
This is a quick stop for sure, mainly because this entire building on the corner went through a makeover. Not too recognizable anymore. Moving on, we're headed to another location involving first responders. So, even though this old church is cool looking, our point of interest lies behind it. This has for sure been my longest road trip to date, but all good things must come to an end. So ladies and gentlemen, our final location. So I'm kind of sad, I don't know if it's true or not, but as of April 2022 that I am here right now, there's multiple articles saying that this school is getting knocked down, that they're gonna demolish it, put a new facility here, that building, the one over there, elementary school and middle school, all gone. And Hawkins High School no longer exists. So whether that's true or not, they hopefully have to get season 5 out or film it here before that happens. Hawkins Middle School and High School. This location is another one that has undergone huge changes throughout the years. But it's hands down my most memorable spot because exploring the grounds with my friends felt like we were transported into the show itself. So my boys are trying to break into an elementary school now. Tisk tisk. No respect for the people of Hawkins.
I'll stop the world and melt with you. You see time. There's nothing you and I won't do. I'll stop the world and melt with you. Dream of better lives, the kind which never hate.
Hey, man.
What's going on?
This creep was spying on us last night. He's probably gonna save this one for later.
Just think about perverts. What are you doing? We gotta take away their toys.
No!
I'll stop the world and melt with you. You've seen the difference and it's getting better all the time. There's nothing you and I won't do.
Seeing this place change over the years was so cool. We got to see evidence of the show's sets and film crew being there. So it looks like there's actually a washing station here and bathroom for the cast members and crew of the show behind Hawkins Elementary. And obviously the health stuff has definitely been bumped up for this production, and I don't blame them. And you already know, we even tried using the Stranger Things crew bathrooms, but they weren't hooked up to anything. Nevertheless, in 2022, the state of everything was overgrown, cracked, and stuff was already being marked on the ground. So if you want to see this amazing location, you better get there in the next few months.
I'll stop the world and melt with you. I've seen some changes, but it's getting better all the time. There's nothing you and I won't do. I'll stop the world and melt with you. The future's open wide. I'll stop the world and melt with you. You've seen the difference and it's getting better all the time. There's nothing you and I won't do. I'll stop the world and melt with you. I'll stop the world and melt with you. I'll stop the world and melt with you. I'll stop the world and melt with you.
Whew. Over 30 minutes on just one season. Unexpected, I know. The next few videos won't be as long, having that we already laid the groundwork in this one. We've reached the end of another entertainment road trip. So as always, thanks for watching everyone. Until next time.